Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. 3VVA 784. 8VO8 8B6. I'm sorry, that's 8VQB864. 07942S1 8CN0054. And the state is following with its light source, and they have magnified in size. Their shadows are enlarged, and this is called stalking in the path. Let me give you another example. All right, I did capture video of that, so you get examples of, and those license plates that I documented are recited in that video. And remember, my videos and my images are ongoing documentation, not just the license plates that I'm reciting, the addresses that I'm reciting on my podcast, 5KRY219. That's fully part of the Untethered 2. That's the totality of the documentation and identification of the people of the state and the state that's engaging in this federal stalking conduct. It is 7:57 a.m. V7D VC 535 V6 51 LO PH 5680 5TWB 337 8BCJ 898 7G 35229 5566 1D3. It's 7:58 a.m. And I want to document P.O.C engaging in federal stalking using the parking lot of the CVS, the Big Five, the Marshalls, as a means of maintaining presence in the path. That large vehicle, first of all, understand that is a surface whereby the state is aiming directed light. Second of all, that P.O.C, that's a logo, that's a company brand. The driver, which is a demon-possessed stalker, using that company brand, that vehicle, as a means of federal stalking, and that is documenting P.O.C, okay? They are parked in relevant position, maintaining presence and monitoring with the people of the state who are using their private vehicles to do so. It is 7:59 a.m., and they are getting out in what are bright neon green jackets and dark blue cargo shorts. Two males walking from that truck. A group stalker in their pickup truck drives by. Understand, while they move under the state's fake sun and in directed light, that's called light activity. That's how the demons engage in activity creation. That license plate is 8N11472, and P.O.C is monitoring with them. All right, it is 7:59 a.m. 6YAV826. 16162C3. Carrying a flag, engaging in federal stalking and terrorism of an American citizen. 7EGA 749. It's 8 a.m. The state's fake sun is in alignment, perfect alignment with me as I'm walking on the sidewalk, as I'm walking west on Foothill Boulevard in the city of Upland. Okay? That's direct evidence against every single last third party for which there is no argument. None. You can't even claim ignorance because of the demonic activity that the people are engaging in. You have what is directed light streaming off of vehicles. You are not separate from that pattern of conduct. But understand third parties strive for that. 8CNT 729, I believe. Can't really see that one. 222990D1. But understand this is why you are not individualizing. They're basing on an individualization of the state's pattern of conduct. 8MVJ 654. And the state is monitoring. The people are the face of the state, whereby vicarious systematic stalking, that is terrorism, is ceaselessly underway. 5XLC 718. 7MJM 660. 6NNK 722, and that's why you have a fake sun over me while I am at Foothill in the city of Upland, okay? In perfect alignment with me. Frontier Communications has no argument. 46513N1 has no argument. 7MIE 766 has no argument. Because you are facilitating the government's ability to monitor, take it up with the state, with whom you are engaging in federal stalking with, whether you want to claim you know it or not. It doesn't matter. The superseding interest is the life of the targeted individual, which they are threatening, engaging in facilitation. 8EJA 117. And that's what the P.O.C. is all about. That's exactly what the P.O.C. is all about, the state's pattern of conduct. It's 8:02 a.m. 7DNL 447. Now, what am I speaking to? I'm actually speaking to what is the conduct of demons. And by demon possession, I'm speaking directly about what is that satanic entity that's operating over the government and over the people. And out of the lying mouth of the state and the lying mouth of the people, you will hear denial. 8RNU 348. The totality of my documentation not only refutes that, directly rebuts that. That's why you have the ongoing documentation, which is establishing outside of the pattern of conduct that they're engaging in, 8SVC 578, as the evidence that federal stalking is underway and you are directly and intentionally engaging in that. But you have what are liars, and understand Satan is a liar, and out of the mouth of a third party, out of the mouth of a state actor, is nothing but audible activity, lies. Okay, obstruction of justice. 8KTS 607. 8UHW 890. 5AOW 466. And this is why you get what is not sunlight streaming off of the cars of the vehicle while they're under that which is not the sun, while the state is engaged in that ongoing long documented pattern of stalking directly, all of which is the direct evidence against people of the state, indiscriminate to what is your personal identity. You represent the state vicariously. 7LKM 49B, I believe. If you want to see that one. 8FNC023. 6MNA 287. 5LTE 555. 5CRT 018. It's 8:04 a.m. 8Y46697. All right, and this is why you have what is the fake sun, what is not sunlight, filling the venues where I am, speaking to the ongoing direct participation of the people of the state. Nobody in Upland, nobody in Los Angeles, nobody in San Bernardino, nobody in Costa Mesa, California has any argument whatsoever. Oh, but understand that's what demons do. And this is why it takes documentation to reveal the malice with which the people of the state, which are the entity, engage in this demented system with the government that's operating this targeting system. 8PCV 560. Stalking at Foothill and Reading Way while the state's fake sun is directly over my head. While you are no, I don't even want to say entertaining. While you are subject to what is the baseless denials by the people of the state, who are demons. These are demons that literally have nothing to hide behind. All right, so they are revealing themselves as the stalkers that they are, as their form has been stripped from them, and they're blatantly engaging in form in that environment that's been revealed. There is nothing that they're hiding. Literally, Satan is out on Front Street, and that's what the people are doing. That's what they're revealing about themselves and about the entity. Because what the people do, the state does, what the state does, that is stalking with a fake sun, that is terrorism, the people are doing, because they're monitoring together. It is 8:05 a.m. and the state's fake sun is indeed over my head at 8:05 a.m. and advancing what is west over Foothill Boulevard, while the people of the state are engaging in what is the maintenance of presence. That is the entity that acts as one. They are pacing, maintaining presence in that ongoing environment that is following. And that is the entity that is following. It is demonic activity. It's 8:06 a.m. XGB 108 7BNC 117 41913N1 at San Antonio and Foothill. They're monitoring and doing so systematically. Those are the minions that are on the run via traffic, engaging in federal stalking via interstate commerce. In other words, is how you're prosecuting that while they are engaging in terrorism. These are the demon possessed that are stalking under a fake sun. 7 oh my god, excuse me, I'm gonna say excuse me, not 7. We can scratch that one. 8LFS 585. It is 8:11 a.m. I'm gonna show you what the people of the state are engaging in the city of Upland. JAY, I guess a plus sign, ME, JNME are their stalkers. 8ROS 978. 44472K1, 7GXA 687, 8CNY 361, 8H 85469, 6XUK. I think I read that one. It's 8:11 a.m. I did document the presence of the fake sun over my head in the city of Upland at the intersection of Foothill and San Antonio at 8:13 in the morning. License 88CL879 4L 7CTE064 7UJA574 6ZSX210. And what you are witnessing is the ongoing stalking of that environment, which is terrorism by the state, while that demented environment follows. The target individual, knowing that cannot possibly be the sun, over their head everywhere that they're going, regardless of the city or county address, location. And then the state keeps its fake sun even over a building that you are remaining in, which is also what I've heavily documented. This is the practicing of terrorism that's designed to freak you out, to incite fear. And this is by an entity that's acting in concert with the people. While it is demonic, stalking with light is absolutely demonic. This is terrorism as it is practiced in the United States of America. Edison engaging in federal stalking under the fake sun. Edison U.S. 059076. And you have what is the stalking with what is directed light, that which is not sunlight, under that which is not the sun, all right? And you have what are multiple shadows. You have the state's chicanery with light is designed to terrorize, while the state is also stalking with law enforcement, which is intended to terrorize under existing federal policy. 18 U.S.C. 2261A, engaging in federal stalking in a manner that is designed to terrorize one. Doing so by law enforcement is the direct intention, the ongoing direct criminal motivation behind engaging in federal stalking via law enforcement, which is exactly what law enforcement engages in. That's what I've documented. While they engage in criminal obstruction of justice, repeated acts of kidnapping, while federal stalking is underway. Engaging in the same exact demonic conduct, directed light, under the fake sun, crossing path, stalking in the path with the people. That is terrorism, and that is a direct motivation to engage in such terrorism by that entity which is demon possessed. That is indiscriminate demon possession. 8EBE674. It is 8:17 a.m. and I'm in the city of Upland and walking west on Foothill Boulevard. I did make a sharp example out of what is Omnitrans that runs on Foothill Boulevard. It does not run contrary to what the Omnitrans, the third party, and that is the people of the state. Understand, if I didn't document any other third-party group stalker, which I documented plenty of third-party group stalkers monitoring in the same way that they are now while I was kidnapped by the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. Understand, if I had only documented Omnitrans, which is exactly what I did, I documented Omnitrans, Route 66, driving off of Foothill, driving what was south on Etiwanda Avenue to be in relevant position to me while the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department is driving north on Etiwanda Avenue, and doing so while the fake sun and directed light is filling that bus, molesting my body with that which is not sunlight, and the fake sun is over the vehicle, and Omnitrans is deviating from its route, its published route, driving 8MMG366, stalking by entering inside of the parking lot, maintaining presence as I stop on the sidewalk. All right, that's just an example of what the people are doing corporately. Anyway, the Omnitrans driving, and this is what I'm stating in the video, driving what is off of Foothill to go south onto Etiwanda Avenue, and then driving west onto Arrow from Etiwanda. To be in relevant position, and that is the ongoing, and that is reasonably construed. That's not an unfounded assumption. First of all, you're in relevant position. I'm witnessing this. And second of all, where you are under the fake sun, where the state's pattern of conduct is underway, where you are kidnapped by the state and you are documenting that, and you have already documented that same exact actor of the third parties engaging in deviating from their routes and time schedules in order to monitor you, which is threatening your life. Okay, with the state, they're doing the same thing while you're kidnapped and thinking they're going to get away with it, and that you're never going to hear about it. All right, and that's the malice with which Omnitrans, understand, demon possessed, just driving a commercial vehicle, 8UBK296, and that's exactly what they were doing. They can claim it was some need for repair. They can claim that it was some necessity of changing the route for that time because they had some construction. Guess what? That's what minions do. There is no form under the criminal elements of monitoring. You have what is relevant positioning, light activity as you're under the state's light source, all right? And you are engaging in criminal facilitation as well. You are threatening the life, whether you want to claim you're threatening the life with knowledge or whether we want to admit you're threatening the life while you're monitoring and ignorantly or coincidentally, all right? But I'm letting you know these are demons. Satan is a liar, and every third party and state actor engage in lying, all right? And so this is why you document, and you're understanding what are the criminal elements, and that's what's governed. That's what governs, not the absence of any form, which these demons don't even have, but that's what they rely on. You don't have any form where federal stalking is underway. You're analyzing the elements, and you're engaging in maintenance of those elements, 8HJR102, and there is your intent, period. All right, there's your intent. So you have, let me get these demons that are patrolling in the same parking lot where the state's fake sun was over me at 9 a.m. and the state was aiming direct light inside of that Denny's. 7UTZ083, 7EUK296, 7VPL406, 8HJR102. 13960Y2, and this is a demon that's pacing, okay? It's not that he doesn't know how to drive or park. This is called demonic pacing. This is what I'm witnessing in the parking lot. Going forward, going back, going forward, going back, going forward. Guess what they're doing when they're doing that? It's creating light activity. And the state is also over my head in the fake sun, all right? That's the psychopath that wants to literally, really, what they really want to do is stand right in front of you and just walk back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's the psychopath that is Satan that is operating over them. That's a psychopath that's flying in a circle over me by helicopters, which I've documented time and time again. That's really what they're doing. And these are psychopaths who have zero form. So I'm letting you know how they're engaging in that demented conduct and trying to outwardly appear normal, which they don't. They're under a fake sun as well, and surrounding by that which is not sunlight as well, okay? 8VAE795, 7WMT688, 7BHM408, 8REB311. And that is the reality of the condition of each and every last one of them in this environment. It's a demonic environment that they are present in, and it is not coincidental, and there is no form. You can claim that you just flew in to California to be around me in relevant position coming from Colorado, and you know nothing about, guess what? That does not matter. It is absolutely irrelevant. Any sort of scenario that the people tried or the state tries to come up with, I'm speaking to it and revealing what is the operation of Satanism over a people who, believe me, have a plethora of ways to try to demonstrate that they are some distinction from that pattern of conduct, and there is none. This is the operation of that system in the same way that the state operates via the people. All right. You are engaging in the creation of light activity as you are using your private and or commercial vehicle to stalk in the path with light. And what is the outward form? That a water pipe burst and that you're there engaging in repair. All right. That is the malice with which the people engage in the pattern of conduct. Okay. The state's pattern of conduct underway is what governs. The elements are what govern. That's what you're analyzing. And you are also, but you're going to pay attention to the malice because 8 DVV 877, this is how you're creating policy that is privy to the malicious tendencies of what are demons, because that's the reality. And it is the absence of any credibility in that ongoing environment. You will not get the truth out of any third party or state actor. They engage in obsessive stalking, even as they are caught, and by caught, I mean all the way caught, all right? This is the obsessed stalker that needs to be restrained, all right? And that will be served by prosecution. You have it is currently 8:23 a.m. and the state's fake sun remains over my head as I'm advancing west on Foothill Boulevard. And this is far from anywhere near the Upland Library. And also be clear, while I'm at Denny's, for example, as I documented at the same venue, the state's fake sun is over me this is 9:50 in the morning. All right, it is 8:23 in the morning and the state's fake sun is advancing beyond that in step with me. All right, so there is no argument for what is actually ongoing. And this is what I'm saying. Anything that a third party or a state actor wants to state is nothing but activity. Nothing but activity. Audible activity, and it is the criminal act of obstruction of justice. It is 8:24 a.m. And that is P.O.C. Let me show you the helicopter. All right, I did get that video so that you can witness that. That's the ongoing stalking conduct of the state directly by helicopter. That is the pattern of conduct. That is also the direct evidence against the people of the state, as you are breaking that entity down and prosecuting it and revealing what is the practicing of demonic activity amongst the government and the people with whom the government is engaging in this monitoring conduct. All right, and as they engage in the criminal elements of monitoring, it is actually the practicing of what is demonic activity, and that is what is the terrorism. As this criminal and demonic pattern of conduct is underway, it is terrorism of an American citizen, while the gang, that is that public entity and the people of the state, engage in this demented terrorizing conduct together everywhere that you go at all times of the day. All right, it is 8:26 a.m. and that is another documented act of terrorism by the state, flying over in 2 helicopters, amplification of audible activity while doing so under that which is not the sun. And doing so in concert with the people who are surrounding, engaging in that stalking and maintenance of presence. This is also the demonic communication of hostility while I engage in heavy documentation. Okay, while they're maintaining the elements of monitoring, the demonic behavioral pattern is to express hostility through those very same criminal elements of monitoring, hovering in those 2 helicopters over me under the fake sun, that ongoing environment. The state is stalking directly, that's what that is. And in doing so, that's what I captured in video. It's 8:26 a.m. P.O.C. Let me see. I'm going to get this license plate because they're monitoring what they do in construction in the street is no forum. That was a creation of audible activity. 45129Y2. It is 8:27 a.m. All right, so you have what is the state engaging in the ongoing sounding like it always does. And this is here, hence the term pattern of conduct. It is 8:27 a.m. and the state is engaging in the resounding sound of plane engines while I am walking west on Foothill, and the state is maintaining light over my head. All right. Plane activity is the ongoing indication of the state stalking via plane and helicopter. And I just captured a video of the state flying over in a helicopter. You have what is, let me get this, 57339N1. Starbucks is in relevant position. You already know about Starbucks. And this is yet another venue. Let me be clear. I'm revealing, I have documented, I have published that which is a template for what the people are engaging in general. All right. It does not change because you change the locale, the address. It's the same exact pattern of conduct. And by the way, the state is sounding plane engines. That's a direct indication of the ongoing pattern of conduct. While the fake sun is over my head, the people are pacing around in relevant position through that drive-thru, maintaining presence. 7GVE 306, 8XJC 400, 8ULP 885, 7HLC 653, 7PDB 754. 8LKG344, 8CGX923. I can't really see that one, it's a paper plate. $8BSS963. That's the closing of a door simultaneously as I walk past this group stalker in the drive-thru while the fake sun is over my head while I am walking next to this drive-thru, okay? That's the intentional creation of audible activity. 8BJB668, and that's called stalking with light. That's how demons engage in the pattern of conduct. G88THE, I can't really see that one. 8WDU295. I'm going to give you the address of this third-party facilitating venue, but again, Starbucks isn't monitoring by itself. This is a venue within a venue, meaning there's a whole plaza here. And monitoring extends radius 8DST411. They're in their homes monitoring in relevant position. All right, they're in the nearby businesses in relevant position. That's why the state has a fake sun over the venue. Massive monitoring and indiscriminate demon possession. 8TLT746. 7KKV260, 8DNX115, 71525Y1, 817PZ handicap, 8KAE727, BL89H45 paper plate. Currently at the window of Starbucks. $8RXB395. All right, I did capture in video the state's fake son stalking over, by plane, directed light as 8DST411 drives onto Mulberry, exiting the Starbucks parking lot. This is called pacing, and this is the demonic context to what is underway under the fake sun. While you are not merely buying a drink, you're engaging in stalking and the practicing of demonic activity. 8XAE 727 JPERRON. Stalking in the parking lot. The state just flew over my head in a plane too. 99749Y2. A stalker, a demon-possessed stalker. 71525Y1. 7KKV260. Stalking in the path. All right, they're sitting in their vehicles, and these are demons. Understand? That's what you can't physically see, and I'm letting you know what their condition is. And they're doing so via facilitating video of Starbucks. All right, they're formed. They'll hop out of the car, go get a coffee drink, and that's why you're stalking in the path. It's the same thing with any gas station, any grocery store, any market, any business. This is what the people are doing. And not only are they monitoring, you have what is that business, whatever they're using as their form. This is the state system is monitoring together, and it's the practicing of demonic activity. And these demons are focused on the means of interstate commerce. All right, this is how they're able to stalk with activity while I am engaging in any activity on the venue of the internet. All right, this is demonic conduct that is centered on the use of technology, that's centered on the use of interstate commerce for purposes of understanding the legal lingo for prosecution. This demonic activity is centered around communication devices and the activity on the venue of the internet. And this is in that demonic environment, and that is exactly what they are doing. The state flying over my head, the state's fake sun over my head, directed light surrounding while they are patrolling. All right, and that is it's 8:36 a.m. I'm sorry, 7XCJ250. In case I didn't read that one. Alrighty, I did document what is that stalking conduct by the state. You have a demon that hops out of his vehicle to get a Starbucks drink, which is no form. Starbucks and that third party are monitoring together. 7KKV260 99749Y2 71525Y1 817PZ handicap 77701E1. That's the one I documented. 6TDX441 4WYW799 7TTP383 TOXSIMP 8BQF336 31139. Oh, I think I read that one, but in case I didn't, 31139B3 54149R1 8STW471 10110E1. Sorry, 8GPX973. All right, 5ZWP600. And so let me let you know how demons engage in the P.O.C. relevant positioning. They engage in mounting up in position in line 7HVX353. The state is flying over my head again in this parking lot of the Upland Dental Group and Implant Center at 1049 inside of this plaza. You have a group stalker of that venue, of this venue over here, and she's crossing path while the state is flying over my head in an airplane, and the state's fake sun is directly over. She's creating light activity in the state's directed light, doing so as well, while the group stalkers are creating and are in relevant position using Starbucks as the form for stalking in the path. They just create a long line, all right? Everybody's coming to buy a coffee drink. Understand the difference between when I'm not here in Upland. Starbucks continues to exist. Starbucks is a business. Understand, this criminal pattern of conduct is underway as the state's fake sun is over me while I'm at Starbucks, and this is the intentional placement. This is called positioning. The same thing they're doing while you're in the bathroom, and demons know what you are doing as you are doing it. And they are maintaining presence around that venue in that environment for that criminal purpose. And that is the terrorism, all right? As that stalking is underway, utilizing Starbucks, which is acting in concert with it, okay? 5NBW641, 6FFF611, 8GG1HE. That's the correct Utah plate. I couldn't see it clearly on the other side. License. 8WNW450, 8UEL568, 7AZN502, 6WXX947, 8NDJ847. Alrighty, and just like I should, the state's fake sun is right over the drive-through line. So this is federal stalking. This is how demons engage in stalking with the path. Their false premise is that if you look like you're doing something else, you can't possibly be stalking. Also because I don't know your name. This is what demons claim. Understand? I don't know your name, and I couldn't possibly be stalking you. This is the argument. I'm sorry, that's not an argument. That is the claim, right? That's the position. I am letting you know what is the position. This is the state's pattern of conduct. And also, secondly, let me be clear, this is demon possession, and that demonic entity operating over the people in the state is very familiar with me, by the way. Let me give that's relevant context. You're talking about operating over people who you see, and demon possession that you cannot see, but you can deduce based on their stalking activity and the demonic environment that they are in, all right? And that is P.O.C. It is correct. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the blatant demonic activity of these group stalkers while I'm documenting them. License plate. Let me get this license plate. 8 CFP 850. 8 RQS 932. It's 8:43 a.m. State's fake sign over the Starbucks. Let me get the address of the Starbucks. It's in the same plaza as Juice It Up, Zaki Mediterranean Grill, excuse me. And this is the one that is on Foothill and Mulberry Avenue. It's 8:43 a.m. 8 CCT 675. This is a sex offender, a demon-possessed stalker engaging in that stalking conduct of hustling to remain in relevant position as I walk in the shade. And so how do you maintain light? You crossing path with the state and doing so in a vehicle, and that's a white Toyota Camry that speeds by, comes out of nowhere, speeds by, and does so with simultaneity to my walking in the shade. And this is where directed light molests my person while I'm in the shade. And then you have a group stalker that's in front of me. Okay, I'm gonna get her license plate. It's not separate. This is concerted activity, and this is stalking in the path, and this is how demons keeping their back to you while they're stalking you. All right. This is 8MYL 789. I'll get the rest of it. She's holding her overweight lumpy thigh in front of it. This is a demon that knows she's being documented. 8MYL 788. All right, and while I'm walking in the parking lot, I'm crossing from what is the Foothill side, and pay attention, that's the state flying over my head while this demon is blocking her license plate. That's called audible activity under the fake sun, and the blatant stalking conduct of the state via airplane. Okay, and so while that group stalker is in front of me, a group stalker speeds by, comes out of the blue at the moment that I start walking in the shade. This is why the state is stalking with light. Okay, they want to keep me covered in light. They want to keep me surrounded by light at all times. This is why the state invades in and with its directed light, aiming light underneath the shaded structure where the state's fake sun is supposed to be right now at the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, aiming light under that shaded structure, which it's not. State's fake sun is clearly right here at the Starbucks at Foothill and Mulberry Avenue. All right, you have what is the state's practice of invading with light, molesting with light, following with light, touching and assaulting with light, threatening with light. All right, while you were stalking with light. This is demonic. And the people act in concert with that. And so that's documenting the ongoing terrorizing conduct of stalkers, and that's demon possession, all right? So as I walk in the shade, that Toyota Camry speeds by, and what is a line of just randomly appearing, there is no vantage point whereby that light is naturally occurring. This is what I've already shown. I'm just reciting to you the stalking conduct of the sex offenders and the demon-possessed stalkers that are the very ones that I'm documenting right now and have continuously documented, okay? 7R ZWR890. While they do the same exact light activity in front of me, that is the same communication of terrorizing threats by a demon-possessed stalker who knows that I'm documenting them, okay? That's a very violent sex offender. Okay, that's a very threatening stalker. That is the entity, all right? I want to get this license plate. This one that's pacing, she drives forward, she sits in the spot, and all of a sudden now she's pacing backwards, reversing forward and back. This is demon possession. 8XXW843, a Caucasian female. And also I want to get license plate 8PLD461. Okay, it is, I think I read this one already, so I'm not going to worry about that one. It's 8:50 a.m. Cast. All right, I did capture that video so that you can see that. Just to provide a visual of what is the demon possession. And this is what is so fascinating about demon possession. But these are those who these are psychopaths, all right, and literally have been convinced by pure numerosity that they would get away with kidnapping one who is documenting their criminal system. And that's essentially what my documentation reveals. These are indeed psychopaths, and I want to show you the state's fake son, which is now on the opposite side of the Starbucks building. That's also what I wanted to show you while the group stalker is in front. Excuse me, I'm trying to back out. While she's stalking in the path, all right? In doing so, she parks there in order to engage in the pattern of conduct, and then she's using that I am in her way. This is all a creation of audible activity. She's engaging in federal stalking. Let me be clear, okay? Whether I am standing in her path for her to move or not, I'm documenting her, and I'm going to continue to document. And what you're looking at is the fake son, which is now on the opposite side of the same building. And also, you're also looking at the fact that it's present and it's engaging in that movement. This is exactly what the state is doing everywhere. You're looking at it underway in the city of Upland. It's 8:55 a.m. Let me show you this. All right, I did capture that video so that way you can see it. Even though I've shown that before, but I just want to show. This is the reality of what they're engaging in while the state is flying directly over my head, all right, in airplane, and doing so while amplifying audible activity of the airplane, and that is pacing. In the same way that the people, what are they doing? They are pacing around in that light source, and the state is pacing above in airplane, while directed light is surrounding, and while the state's fake sun is engaging in every minor movement that I make, left, right, forward, or backwards, okay? This is absolutely demonic terrorism. While this is an obsession by the demon possessed, all right? And this is 7K48866. 6PVF 949, 8BMD 854, 8JKP 138, 7VEA 958. I think I read the one. 7WHE 883, 6FTV 162, 8RXB 395, 8ULM 002. Starts the ignition as I am in the path. Okay, that's called stalking with activity. JAYYKAY. Understand the pattern of conduct by the state. All right, that's the demonic activity. That's the same thing as speeding by while I enter the shade in order to maintain light, speeding by, coming out of the blue, and a line of directed light also beside your vehicle in order to touch me with light. All right, and not only is that's a threat by the entity, that's also sexual molestation. That's a touching by the entity. All right, while they are stalking with activity, doing so. That's demonic activity. All right, so using whatever you have at your disposal, starting your ignition with simultaneity to being in the path. That's relevant positioning. Audible activity, okay? That's the same demonic activity. She's waiting outside of her car. She waits until I walk past 7XDW558, demon-possessed stalker. 5TMJ019, doing the exact same thing. As you hear them start their ignitions as I walk by, that's demonic activity, doing so in the demonic environment. All right, license 8UCP55. 8JAK289. Excuse me, 8JAK289, 905AK handicap. She's handicapped with the spirit of Satan. 6VXD324, which is not funny, it's just pathetic. 7XDW558 is a demon-possessed stalker who literally replicated that uncanny ability to stalk with noise using a car door. They use whatever they have, and guess what? If nobody's in the path physically, which is a rarity, understand that just means visibly, I can't see, the state will artificially create activity. The state will create noise. Noise is always following. 8NOT704. This is a demonic environment and demonic conduct by the demon possessed. It is demonic in every single way. J931VO wants to be documented. There you go, buddy. License plate 4A58397. 28YRS. 28 years, I guess. ROZAY21. Budget. All right, 3DM735, 94874Z1, 21770C2, 8XUZ876. Now understand, budget vehicles are utilized by those who will know that they're being documented. And for example, I've shown you how Amazon Prime uses budget vehicles or Hertz vehicles. FedEx does the same. They use U-Haul vehicles. They use unmarked white vehicles. License, I think I read that one, 905AK handicap. And they use fluid truck vehicles while the actual actor that is driving. But understand that those companies in the same way will be prosecuted, whoever you want to attribute it to. Let me say, I read that one already. There's no license plate on that one on the front. So I just want to be clear, that is actually not indicative of the third-party actor, the demon-possessed stalker who is literally utilizing that brand, which shall be associated with terrorism. That's how prosecution is going to go. And the people can take it up amongst themselves while they're engaging in federal stalking and all the ways in which they're going to be prosecuted for that. And you will strangle the pockets of the people of the state. 7JTL 931. All right, pacing at a traffic light. All right. Pacing meaning driving forward, you're at the red light, and then just using reverse. This is pacing. Creates light activity. This old biddy, 05462R1, federal stalking into the state's fake sun. Route 66, Omnitrans, driving westbound on Foothill Boulevard. It is 9:01 a.m. License plate 1302442. License 271LG, handicap. License 8SQD 802. 75038P1. 78GP 853. 7SZC 244. 7VXV216. BH25P24 paper. 7LYG549. 5FIW701. 7ZTC214. 3001882. 4YIJ751. I can't really see that one. 8JMC928. 8MHL175. 8DT2230. Can't really see that one. 4ZTZ201. 6POL008 05885K2. 8SKM933, I believe. 7FTT794. 8BAP074, I believe. NDFTBLL. 8JNE364. Doesn't need football, needs a straight jacket. All right. 8AIY623. 8KJV254. 7WPB251. 6YEE709. 8AYU936. 8BZA666. WHENEVR. 8PMA. I can't really see the rest of that one. 8PCH753. It's 9:04 a.m. TGB696. 5DQF004. And like I stated, you have what is the buildup of activity wherever it is that I go, because the state is maintaining the environment. And the people rely on looking like they're focused on something else while they're maintaining presence in the path, all right? So this is not only pacing via traffic, this is maintenance of presence inside of any facilitating venue, and you are a facilitating venue where the state's fake sun and directed light is outside, on, nearby, adjacent to your venue, all right? This is an ongoing state system. There is no exception. I'm showing you all the ways in which the system is in operation. And this is why you have a long line outside of urgent care across the street at 974 Foothill Boulevard. This plaza across the street, this is the buildup of traffic, the maintenance of presence and relevant position. 7YSB830. All right, the people, these are demons that are maintaining presence any means necessary. 63936V1, 8LJL602, 8XDX719, 8KVP534, 7BXW751. I don't know what that is. It just says 408. 8KUR743, 8MKR293, 1MILLAN, 8EJJ126, I believe. And it's 9:06 a.m. 8WMV431, 8AMW589, 7SEE246. Right? So in that environment, in other words, yes, the line around the building of urgent care or outside of the building of urgent care is a means of relevant positioning. They're stalking the path. The line at the Starbucks drive-thru is a means of relevant positioning. They're stalking in the path. The environment is ongoing, all right? There is no form. There is absolutely no form. Buying a coffee drink is not exceeding the state's criminal pattern of conduct. 8EIU076, I believe, 8AWV589. There is no form, and it's the same thing for the demons that are pacing in traffic, okay? It is 9:07 a.m. Right, 8TOV343. 26728U1, 6NMY624, 5RRL007, 6TYS331, 8BCD986, I can't really see that, 7PQV995. Like I stated in my video where you're seeing the state's fake sun, which is clearly over my head, and you're looking at the different methods of stalking in the path, including Jim's world famous char-broiled burgers, all right, off of Route 66. They're lining up in that's called relevant positioning. The legal term of art applies. The state is monitoring. The state's environment is present. These are demons that are stalking in the path, as opposed to what is ordinary, everyday, actually normal society and conduct. This is the absence of that. These are demons that are engaging in stalking as a corporate entity. 6CJR081, stalking via Jim's world famous char-broiled burgers. All right, stalking in the path, just like stalking in the path at Starbucks, stalking in the path at the urgent care across the street at 974 Foothill. All right, that's P.O.C. And the state's fake sun is directly over me. It is not over my head as I captured 24 hours ago, where it is at the Upland Public Library. Then it moves back to be in front of me, to remain in front of me as I move around at that area. And I'm capturing it at the Fats Buddha spot. And you're seeing it right over the tip of that building. All of this is before, what is it right now, 9:09 a.m. and the state's fake sun is moving around at that vantage point, that area. And this is just the city of Upland, okay? The state's fake sun remains over the Denny's while I'm at that Denny's, and I leave and I document that after the state is engaging and aiming its directed light inside of that Denny's. And this is the one that I documented, and I'm leaving at 9:50 a.m. The state's fake sun is right over that Denny's. State's fake sun at this time, again, before 9:50 a.m., and it has advanced beyond that, remains stationary above my head at that location while the people of the state are maintaining presence. These are demons that are stalking in that demonic environment, acting with the state that is also flying over me in plane and helicopter, and surrounding with directed light. Directed light is a method of terrorism. That's why I'm documenting it. You're seeing all the methods of directed light. That's the significance of that. Not only showing that it is unnatural, meaning this is intentionally placed, aimed, directed light that is engineered. This is no ordinary light that the state is engaging in the sexual molestation of your body with without consent while it's stalking you. All right. And doing so, this is also terrorism. All right. This is while the state, you're looking at what the state does with light. This is stalking with light by demons. Demons stalk with light. And these methods of directed light that I have documented is the practicing of terrorism by the state of California and the people of the state. 93103B3. That is the significance of that. You're seeing how the state engages in terrorism and sexual violence. It is 9:10 a.m. License plate 7RFZ042. Directed light while they drive by in the shade, okay? Directed light just appearing out of nowhere on the sidewalk on the curb. That's a demon-possessed stalker. It's 9:11 a.m. 05505X1, patrolling by me while I don't have my phone out, right? And so while they do so, what are they doing? Molesting with directed light, trying to escape documentation, and nobody's escaping. The thousands of third parties that have already documented are going to be prosecuted for that same act. The pattern of conduct is not individualized. But I want to document that one. He's patrolling right after the other that engaged in molestation with the state, with that which is not sunlight, directed light appearing and touching all over my person while I'm putting my jacket onto my carrier. That's what I was doing. And they are engaging in pacing and molestation at the same time, which is stalking. And that's demonic activity as well. While I'm engaging in that activity, it is 9:13 a.m. All right, honking of the horn while this group stalker stalks in the path. 6ZBV757. All right, that's the simultaneity with which they're engaging in conduct, monitoring together, and using their horn to honk. 17984V1. That's a demon using a commercial vehicle. California 565291. That's Pacific Sustainable Seafood. All right, away from me, nowhere near me, honking the horn with simultaneity to what I'm doing on my phone. I press pause for my documenting. On my podcast, he honks his horn using this bus 17984V1. He's at a distance. This is a demon, okay? At the same time, another demon is driving right next to me while that horn is sounding at the same time. They are stalking with activity together, all right? Creating light activity as they're driving underneath the state's light source, while directed light is all around on the ground while they do so. These are demons, and this is what I'm showing you. That's actually what you're looking at. When you're looking at what are people that are walking around and driving around their vehicles, you're actually looking at demons that are just pacing all around like cockroaches. When you're understanding their true nature, you're witnessing that are demons that are just surrounding all around, all right? License 7YLL187, 7DJW225. And when you are understanding their condition and what is surrounding you, it's actually quite disgusting. These are the cockroaches of humanity that are maintaining presence. They're swarming all around, all right? Much like cockroaches, just all over the place. That's what they're doing, and this is what they are. That's what they're doing while they're stalking. That's why you have that simultaneous, the absence of coincidence. They're acting in concert. 7HRG200. Like I said, the outward appearance of what appears to be separate, but actually it does not appear to be separate because you now have the context. They're under that which is the fake sun. This is tethering all of them together. They are around what is unnaturally occurring, which is directed light, not sunlight. This is tethering all of them together. All right, while the state is stalking directly via law enforcement, fire and ambulance, plane and helicopter. This is tethering all of them together. In addition to what is their demonic behavioral pattern, the uncanny ability to create noise with simultaneity to my most minute, even that which is inaudible to the human ear, okay? Demons know exactly what you're doing, all right? While they want to keep their back to you and act like they're not focused on you. It's pathetic. It's not funny. It's very threatening to the ordinary target individual. Okay, it's very threatening. And you have what is that demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with noise, and they're doing so corporately. This is why you have one at a distance honking their horn at the same time that another one is right at my side. They are both under the fake sun and directed light is surrounding me, and they are doing so, acting in concert with simultaneity to what I'm doing on my phone. That is federal stalking by the demon possessed. That's terrorism. All right, it's 9:16 a.m. License 8T14850, 8XPZ063. 8REW616, 8UAZ781, 8REB311. I believe I got that one already though. The state is amplifying plane engines while they're using their vehicles as a means of light activity. So this is license plate, pacing in front of me under the fake sun. State is sounding plane activity. Understand this is terrorism by this group stalker. L133. That's a female driving a white SUV type Porsche. Guess what? She's a demon driving that vehicle. I'm unimpressed. She's a demon possessed stalker that's monitoring with the state. Her condition is very severe. All right. She has issues and she needs a straitjacket, not a Porsche. All right. It is license plate L133. That's P.O.C. It's 9:17 a.m. 8UAZ781 is monitoring with her. That is the same concerted activity. Honking your horn, being at my side, being in relevant position, using your reverse lights while the state sounds plane engines. This is the ongoing demonic conduct. ONTFIRE, 3EWV007, 7CIX 155, 7HRZ 565, 5WNH 433, 7BXS 293. All right, that is the ongoing entity that acts as one. The demonic are of one mind, okay? 8NJX137, 8CBL954. Satanic conduct is that which is occurring. It's coordinated conduct amongst the group. 49742K2. And that's what you can't see. All right, that's what you cannot see physically. But you're looking at it in their conduct. I'm giving you play-by-play of what they're doing and the ongoing activity that surrounds and the environment that they're in while they're doing it. And these are the demon-possessed that are of one coordinated action, one ongoing coordinated concerted conduct, demonic activity. 8LDX968. And that's terrorism. That's terrorism. It's 9:18 a.m. JAS 8051. That looks like an out-of-state plate, like a different type of license plate. Six RIB 225, 6 ZEV 119, 75992 R1, 3878 7A1, 16444K2, 6 ZLS 335, 7 CMZ 220, 24601 M2, 2XRU. I can't really see that one. 180 RE handicap. I can't see that one. Let's see, 8PHL 030, 6YGK 947, 6GHU 702. 7KCZ 701, 5YKK 563, 7KMK 701, 7PTE 242, 7LBT 444, 8SFS 212. It's 9:19 a.m. 8SXC099, 07573G2, the state is stalking via commercial airlines, a commercial airplane which is flying in relevant position, heightening in elevation, stalking in the path, and using a commercial airline. It's in alignment with me, crossing path. In relevant position. License 8PZB684, I believe. 6GKZ440. And let me give you the location. They're flying over the Upland High School, flying over, this is a housing area where the state is using commercial airlines to stalk. And where I was showing you, the state is using these smaller airplanes to amplify audible activity of planes and helicopter while I'm over here at this shopping plaza area. The state is stalking by plane and helicopter. License 8WDH, I can't really see that one. RPVF, whatever that is, 2TALL, 6R8AA, 6YYA033, 7LZC 426, 7JCL206, I believe. It's 9:21 a.m. 7SGW 783, 8SIW 214, 6HHF 541. All right, now using the Wells Fargo ATM as a means of stalking in the path. It's called relevant positioning. BT02UZ5 paper, 5CCP 677, 7WKM 204. $7DVY 783, 7GLX 112, 6WDS 878. It's 9:22 a.m. All right, 8MRC 921 7888 4H2 31667C3 4SFR 905 7NQR 805 7HQU 850 8ULW 858. I just want to make sure I'm reading these minions. They're using Wells Fargo at 811 Foothill. It's at the intersection of Foothill and San Antonio, I believe. This is San Antonio Avenue, yeah. They're using this as a means of relevant positioning, all right? This is the same thing as Starbucks. That's nothing but audible activity. They're using the same thing as Starbucks as the critical urgent care. This is called relevant positioning. Using the drive-through, you standing outside of the ATM, standing outside of the building, they're stalking in the path, okay? And that sound that you hear, that is both audible activity and demonic hostility while I'm documenting the minions under the fake sun, okay? 8LRA 655. Oh yeah, I read that one already. And 8UA, yeah, I read that one already. Make sure nobody's in the drive-through. Here we go. Stalking through the drive-through with Wells Fargo, and they'll be documented using their own ATM card. Where I'm at is documentation of federal stalking. It's 9:23 a.m. 62262Y2. All right, this is the Wells Fargo at the intersection of San Antonio and Foothill. All right, 9:25 a.m. 5DTD998. I did capture video. You're going to want to look at that. The state's fake sun, which is right over me while I'm at the third-party facilitating video of 811, and demons are maintaining presence. That's called patrolling in the parking lot, patrolling on traffic, patrolling, maintaining presence in the parking lot, sitting in their vehicles, stalking with light while the state is stalking by airplane and helicopter, while the impossible light activity surrounds, and the state's fake sun is directly over my head at this time, 9:25 in the morning, okay? The ongoing direct evidence, and understand the hostility of demons as you reveal them as such, first of all. They don't like that. But second of all, and by they I mean the demon possessed, because that's the reality. The demonic environment is the ongoing context to that. You are not under the fake sun. You are not in directed light, but for your demon possession, okay? And if I was of demon possession, I would not be speaking that. That's the reality of it. Demons are not telling each other secrets, okay? I'm not pointing out the demonic environment because I am demon possessed myself. That's not how that works. It is 9:26 a.m. and this is terrorism by the demon possessed who are engaging in federal stalking. 8PTG 172, 7KVGO 25, 7XXCO 82, 6TDP 595, 7VCC 474, CLRALYR, 8CMZ 180. 7ZSG 179, 4VLV 204, 6LMF 560, 7SKM 893, 7FTU 117, I'm sorry, L17, 05462R1, already documented that one, crossing path again, 8WED 339, 6PLV 385, 6PXE 835, I believe. And so by they, I mean the demon-possessed, hostile to being exposed. This is telling their secrets because this is that which they are relying on. No one can see physically. You can't. 7XIP 412. But demons are in their demonic environment, all right? They're in their little satanic terrain, and that's what I'm revealing. 7J88371. And secondly, demons are engaging in their demonic conduct. They're loud stalkers, all right? Engaging in stalking with noise, and doing so in concert with an entity that is engaging in operating this targeting system, which is the practicing of demonic conduct. 56303B3. So these are demons that are surrounding in the parking lot under the fake sun in directed light, and they are hostile to being exposed as the stalkers and the psychopaths that they are. They're sex offenders, by the way. Demons know exactly what you're doing when your panties are down, and they want to also enter inside of that private space with your genitalia exposed to engage in their demented stalking conduct next to you inside of that private space. They want to congregate around that private space. Demons are they are focused just like the state is showing with its fake sun. That's how focused they are while you are engaging in that private activity. So this is understanding how you will constitutionally prosecute those who are under that condition of demon possession while they want to stalk and target an American citizen. All right, you're applying a legal framework to that demented and sexually perverted predatory conduct of the demon possessed while federal stalking is underway. That's AAA, license 30375C3, 5FIW701, 8NIMTO22, 7SOE 985. RDD, I can't even see that one. You scratch that one. 83402X2, 8XHW647. And it is 9:29 a.m. And I am standing in front of what is the Prime Wash Express across from what is the Upland High School, right in front of what is the Wells Fargo, and incorporating the plaza of T-Mobile, of the Denny's, where, by the way, the state's fake sun is directly over me while I'm standing outside of the entrance of that Denny's at 9:50 a.m. This is 9:29 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and I just want to show you where the state's fake sun is, because this is speaking to the totality of the documentation, not just revealing the demons as they are stalking right now. All right, this is documentation of an entity, and the entity engaging in ongoing stalking on yet another day. This is that which is existing with the existing published wealth of documentation of terrorism by the state of California. 9:30 a.m. It is 9:32 a.m. and I did capture and understand the state is acting as a group, and so I did capture that's relevant to the terrorizing threat that the people wage. The terrorizing threat as the state engages in this conduct in concert with law enforcement, and that's what I captured in video as well. Upland police engaging in the pattern of conduct, crossing path, creating light activity, stalking in the path. That's relevant positioning under the fake sun. That's a terrorizing threat by the entity engaging in federal stalking, and that is what is captured in that video. You're going to want to take a look at that at 9:30 a.m. Where the state's fake sun is right here over me at the while I'm standing diagonal to Upland High School, standing in front of Prime Wash Express, in front of Wells Fargo, at the intersection of Foothill Boulevard in San Antonio in the city of Upland. Okay, this is distinct from the documentation that I'm capturing in the city of Ontario. But again, my documentation isn't limited to San Bernardino County. I'm giving you an example. I am setting, for example, well, actually the entity is setting an example as I'm just documenting it, teaching and prosecuting and exposing what is the practicing of demonic activity by a public entity that is engaged in criminal monitoring, having no warrant, having no probable cause, having no legitimate purpose whatsoever. It's the practicing of satanic conduct targeting American citizens, which is terrorism, while this public entity is engaging in what is the corporate group practicing of what is satanic conduct, while the criminal elements of monitoring with communication devices are underway, ceaselessly underway. It's 9:33 a.m. and that is the impossible occurrence of that which is not the sun over my head in yet another location at the same time, maintaining that central perfect alignment with me while I am surrounded by demons. 9:33 a.m. That is P.O.C. (7XSD788) KNYKID2. She needs to have nothing to do with kids, all right? That's the reality. 6HDK451, 8PDF020, Omnitrans, Route 66, license 1370395, 7ARA003, USPS number 0213551, license 6HDK451, 8PDF020, 8NLT974, 8XTS150, 8HVL067, 54382L2. Yeah, 8XTS150. I read that one already. It's 9:36 a.m. 5RRW556. (6LLZ441). All right, ARIZONA. I don't think that's a license plate. That's what it says on the front. I'm on the surveillance cameras of the Omnitrans bus that's crossing paths. Understand that's a venue where federal stalking is underway. Utilizing the highways and the streets and the roads to engage in federal stalking and terrorism with a public entity on that moving venue. All right, the pattern of conduct is underway on those buses. 83255B3, 8HMP187, 8F84461, 5EGH543, 8EKT998. Brink security, just like I showed you on Hope Boulevard, just like I showed you while I documented while I was kidnapped. License plate 2961971 and directed light behind that vehicle on the asphalt. Okay, Brink security engaging in kidnapping. Having a government license plate is no form whatsoever. You're seeing how the state is engaging in the same pattern of conduct. It's the state's pattern of conduct. That's called direct activity. 6XOJ776-8RQY124. Brinks stalking in the path under the fake sun while I'm kidnapped, driving on the property of West Valley Detention Center at 9500 Etowanda Avenue under the fake sun. Brinks security is under the fake sun right now, again engaging in federal stalking and engaging in that in concert with the stalker that are United States Postal Service as well, government actors engaging in kidnapping. That's what was documented while I was kidnapped by the state, the same entity that was stalking with a fake sun over the Sheriff's Department vehicles, over the Sheriff's Department West Valley facility, and over the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court. All right, nowhere near Foothill Boulevard on that day. All right, they were over me at the courthouse, over me at the West Valley Jail, and remaining on what is Etowanda to Arrow to Utica to get to the court, and remaining back and forth from those venues. That's where the state's fake sun, while the state's directed light, remain present. Inside of the facilities as well, by the way. It is currently 9:39 a.m. That is P.O.C. 8 AKR 144, multiple lines of directed light streaming toward me as they are driving away in the shade in the parking lot, just like I saw as the state is flying over in planes and demons are patrolling inside of the parking lot. 8 NUY 255. This is the parking lot of the Bank of America, the Marshalls, the CVS, where Pepsi was stalking using that truck. The state's fake sun is right over my head as I walk through that parking lot, and the demons are crossing path with directed light all around them. All right, so this is what I'm saying. There is no argument for the people. This is the randomness of that unnatural conduct occurring. This is speaking to what the people are engaging in. 6ENS075, U8 1720, 8 NUY 255, 8 UVA 126. All right, this hefty group stalker just standing around on the sidewalk under the fake sun in relevant position. That's a stalker maintaining presence on the sidewalk. 8 RUA 060, 7 PWJ 653, 6 UUV 153. 7 FPF 942, 6 LBT 344, 543 SG handicap. This is audible activity of a stalker under the fake sun. She's a hefty one too. It is 10 a.m. on the dot. All right, documentation of the state's presence which is indicated not only by the stalking conduct in plane and helicopter, it is indicated by the demon-possessed stalkers who are surrounding with directed light. Directed light is the state's engineered light. That is the indication of the state's presence. And the people are the vicarious presence of the state, where federal stalking via communication devices on the venue of the internet is underway, while they are also utilizing the roads and the highways, which is interstate commerce, in order to engage in that criminal system as an entity. They are stalking together as an entity. And what I'm speaking to is as they engage in those criminal elements of monitoring, as they are engaging in what is federal stalking, these are the demon-possessed engaging in that. And these criminal elements of monitoring, stalking with light at 10 a.m. on the dot, I'm capturing what is the state's fake sun directly over my head. The direct contrast that I draw, but Shane Thrasher is not the only one that's going to get it, okay? I'm talking about the documentation of the entity, but I'm speaking of the pattern of conduct of what is criminal obstruction of justice, while those sex offenders are admitting, because that's what that is, that's an admission that you're engaging in federal stalking inside of that private space, and you are the sex offender that I'm documenting you as, and no targeted individual is going to be obstructed from documenting a public entity that's threatening their life, okay? These are demons that I'm encountering, and I'm documenting them, and I'm going to make an example out of them on the world stage, okay? But Sean Thrasher, he is a vivid example of demon possession, the malice with which, the viciousness of demon possession, while you are hostile to being exposed as the demon-possessed stalker and psychopath that you are a sex offender. That is a matter of documentation. And that is why I captured the state's fake sun right now again in the city of Upland over my head while I'm standing in front of the Cocos at the nearest intersection of what is Euclid Avenue and Foothill Boulevard. While the state has engaged in maintaining its fake sun over me while I'm walking up Foothill Boulevard, not so when I walk through the parking lot. The state's fake sun is right over me as I cut through that parking lot at 10 o'clock in the morning, where the state's fake sun is heavily documented being over Sean Thrasher's state facilitating venue of the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library. All right, after remaining on the side of the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library early in the morning, remaining in front of the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library in the evening, all right, and directed light filling the insides of that venue, while he out of his mouth is using the audible activity, which is criminally defaming and engaging in criminal summoning with the demon-possessed agency that is the Ontario Police Department. All of them heavily documented engaging in this demented act of terrorism that is federal stalking by the demon-possessed. All right, and that's why I'm using him as an example. But like I said, he's not the only one that is going to endure what is the federal prosecution of epic proportions. That is speaking to what is revealing terrorism in the United States of America and the state of California. All right. And this is 10 a.m. That's the video that you're witnessing yet again. All right. That is P.O.C. And I remain on what is Euclid Avenue in the state's fake sun as I'm passing what are facilitating venues. 825 Euclid Avenue has no form. The state's fake sun is over your home. Guess what that is? It's a venue. You don't have any First Amendment rights. You don't have any right to stating that you belong. The state is monitoring an American citizen, threatening the life of an American citizen. And that is called facilitation, where you are in relevant position and all you have to do is document and you shall prosecute. Okay? It is 10:06 a.m. and that's P.O.C. State's fake sun over my head while I'm right now at 11th Street and Euclid Avenue coming from an entirely different direction. This is where I was walking what was east on 11th Street and utility traffic services were stalking in the path. Edison was stalking in the path using those vehicles as a means of stalking with light. And the state's fake sun was remaining over my head as I was walking on that day after I had gone to my former private residence. Was remaining over me on 11th Street. And this is what I was describing while I'm on Foothill. You're paying attention to where the state is with its fake sun because it's based on where I'm at. If the state's fake sun was actually, if the sun was actually, if that's the sun, and it's actually over Foothill like I just captured today, then I wouldn't have been able to capture it directly over my head on the day at the same time, all right, where I am traveling on 11th Street, which is south of Foothill Boulevard. All right, that's not the sun. This is the ongoing documentation of stalking with light, which is demonic activity as it is practiced by a public entity in concert with the people of the state, engaging in that demonic, demented, depraved conduct with that public entity. All of them stalking together. All right, this is revealing what is terrorism in the state of California. It's 10:07 a.m. and that is P.O.C. 8 AFG 628, 5 PRG 155, 8F 15499, 7 GCD 308, 64145 M2, 6 FGJ 754, 7 UKS 192, 8 GIJ 955, 6 PXX 434, 59066 V1, 47889U1, 8NGL528, 7UKS192, 7FVC321, 6800, handicap, 7TOL045. This is some weird looking, it looks like a European license plate, 7MZR678, large characters on it, California on the side. It's a Jetta Volkswagen. I'm sorry, a Jetta. 7MRZ678 is on the back of that vehicle. San Antonio Regional Hospital, sex offenders, 8EBM497. All right, 8WKG649. 8MBC530. 7L60670, 4882183. Thank you. 7YES849. 8RKV741, 90726P1, 8RYP585. It's 10:14 a.m. United Van Lines. Yeah, United Van Lines is a commercial vehicle utilized in federal stalking right now. Unique Landscaping, 4NY1826. Utilized in federal stalking right now and terrorism. The state's fake son, as you bet it. After all of that, you have what is the state's fake son, which is over the venue at 10:14 a.m., remaining directly in aligned with me the entire time. As I started, you're looking at the documentation I started this morning, video documentation that is, at 7:50 a.m. The state keeping its fake son for the duration of that episode, revealing what is stalking with light while the entity is stalking. Directly and vicariously. All right, state facilitating venue, Upland City Hall, located at 460 Euclid Avenue, engaging in P.O.C. So let me read the license plates of what are vehicles that are in relevant position to the entrance of the Upland City Hall and the Upland Public Library. And the fake son is directly over the venue. By the way, you're just going to look at what I just documented yesterday at 8:30 in the morning. The state's fake sun was already over the venue. There's no way that it could have been if that was actually the sun over my head as I went west down Foothill Boulevard. But that's the P.O.C. P591VO 7T29752. So it is 10:15 a.m., 10:16 a.m. now, and that is the P.O.C. Ongoing terrorism is underway inside of state facilitating venue, Upland Public Library, where, by the way, the state's fake sun is already over the venue while I'm inside. Remember, as I approach. And this is just isolating it to this venue because the state's fake sun is also over the Ontario Open Family Community Light. The state's fake sun is also over the Starbucks at 706 and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. This is ongoing terrorism as it is underway. While these are the demon possessed that are stalking with noise. All right. They are all paying very concentrated attention on what I am doing and what I am doing on a communication device. And they are stalking with activity. That is a practicing of demonic activity by the entirety of a group. All right. It is entirely terrorizing, but it is that which is demonic. So you're looking at what is the state's pattern of conduct and what is the state engaging in terrorism inside of a facilitating venue. And that's how you're going to prosecute that. It's 10:16 a.m. That's P.O.C. 61341L2, that's public safety at Montclair Place, CHGRS01, 8SHY391, 02790Z2, 7DUS898, and touching. They're all touching. The state is molesting with directed light. It's covering this area. This is Montclair Place. They're engaging in federal stalking. This is terrorism by the people. License 8NWF343. 8NAX007, 6TTB337, 7SFM358, 7EMA912, 8GCD349, 8MNW457, 8H83560, 8BDK990, 7VAC003, 5FRH957, 7CJW848, 5VRF488, 7VZW004, 4PYG794, 4AMV123, 8XIJ057, 8UZV267. It is 7:31 p.m. P.O.C. at Montclair Place. 8MCA781. That's helicopter activity. It's 8:59 p.m., 630 North Fern Avenue. Flying directly over the vehicle. And engaging in what is patrolling. That's not the first one. Well, obviously, they're engaged in a pattern of stalking, but I just want to describe what they're doing right now while I'm using my phone and in operation of my communication device, patrolling via aircraft audibly, because the state is always stalking. So they're creating audible activity while they are patrolling above in this the sky space directly above this vehicle. It's 9 p.m. on the dot, and the people are always maintaining presence, all right? This is the stalking conduct of the state directly while they are monitoring on the venue of the internet using communication devices in concert with the people of the state. This is simultaneous federal stalking conduct and demonic activity. So this is ongoing terrorism while the entity is engaging in what is federal stalking, okay? It's 9 p.m. It's P.O.C. All right, it is 9:18 p.m. I want to document federal stalking, and this is via facilitating venue located at 630 North Fern Avenue. Using the light on that venue, which is a residence of a third-party group stalker who is in relevant position, and using the lights on their venue, their home. It is a facilitating venue where the state is flying over me, where the state is stalking by helicopter, which you just heard, where the state is keeping its fake sun in directed light, as I've already documented, using the lights of that venue to stalk with activity, with simultaneity to what I am doing on my communication device. So this is pursuant to that demonic behavioral pattern, stalking with activity, doing so with simultaneity to what I happen to be doing physically and or on a cell phone, which this demonic activity is centered around federal stalking. As they are monitoring on the venue of the internet, they're monitoring via communication devices. This is centered on my use of the internet. So literally, as I focus my eyesight staring at a specific thing, a detail inside of a video that I'm watching on my phone, the light is used as a means of molestation inside of the car. Understand the state is always aiming directed light. The people engage in molestation with the state. The people are supposed to be the mask behind which the state is acting. This is why you're looking at and this is why I'm pointing on possible light activity. Those are not headlights that are causing the magnified size of shadows 50 feet away, right? Those are not headlights that are reaching across the building. Those are not the lights on the train tracks that are creating flashing, moving light across the museum while Union Pacific is pacing back and forth on that train and the state is amplifying activity. In the same way, I am inside of the vehicle, the same stalking with activity, pursuant to the state's criminal and demonic behavioral pattern. And this is via third parties located at 630 North Fern Avenue. This is being subject to the ongoing pattern of conduct of federal stalking, and this is terrorism as the people are engaging in that. And this is the creation of light activity with simultaneity, the absence of coincidence. You are looking at and understanding all the ways in which that criminal pattern of conduct is applicable and is engaged in every way that you can fathom, in concert with the state that is present directly and is present vicariously. And in this same way, this is why you're understanding, not only because it's the government's pattern of conduct and the people are acting vicariously, you are in no way sheltered from federal prosecution or documentation for that matter, where the state's pattern of conduct is underway and you are in relevant position and the criminal elements are being maintained. And so I just want to document that that's 630 North Fern Avenue. It's 9:20 p.m. That's P.O.C. All right, it's 11:21 p.m. So I want to document ongoing terrorism by the people of the state. This is the state's pattern of conduct. The state is engaging in ongoing stalking with light. The people engaging in that stalking conduct with the state. And so while the people are stalking, the people of the state of California are stalking as they are in relevant position, patrolling in vehicles, both on G Street and on Fern Avenue. While I am inside of the vehicle, the state is moving directed light throughout the entirety of the vehicle, and the state is keeping stationary directed light inside of the vehicle. This is ongoing terrorism, and I want to make sure that I specifically document it on my podcast. This is ongoing terrorism by the demon possessed. this ongoing pattern of conduct, just like I document while I'm outside, on the sidewalks, on the buildings. This is what the state is aiming and moving around inside of this vehicle. I want to be clear, both the front and the back windows are covered with windshield coverings. And I also have what is a blanket covering the driver's side of the windows. And so this is the same exact pattern of conduct I'm speaking to. Again, the same exact pattern of conduct, and you're seeing all the ways in which the state is engaging in an identical pattern of conduct, stalking with light, which is terrorism. And it is doing it in concert with the people of the state. Every single last demon that I'm identifying and documenting, they are worthy of the impending prosecution. Okay, so I want to make sure I document. It's 11:22 p.m. and the people are engaging in ongoing molestation, and that is terrorism. While the state is filling this vehicle with directed light, this is impossible light activity. While they are stalking in the path, while I remain inside of the vehicle, that the state and the people of the state are all aware that I am present inside of, and I remain subject to federal group stalking and monitoring by the demon possessed. It's P.O.C. It's 11:22 p.m.